once again, Feliz Navidad, Prospero Año Nuevo to everybody. I know we are extremely awaiting what this new year is bringing to us. And I have exciting news. But I'm not gonna ruin it not yet. Water break.
I'm trying to figure out how to
so
do it.
I don't know, for some reason I've been losing my voice. I don't know if Odula's trying to tell me to
What do I have to
talk too much, right?
Should my face start video?
To get to the point sometimes. So
it'll come.
The sign of the year is Paul, and I were led by the youngest of the Babalaos, Tommy.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, click on the video down the bottom. No.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, there.
So Tommy Parra Sr. is still the youngest Babalao in the house. So he was actually the one that pulled the sign for this year again. We, as an Ilay, we come Osorbo, Ofo, Ariku, Intori, Ogu. Okay? So what does this mean? What it means, we are in that negative side of the sign with the loss of health. Okay? But that loss of health is intentional, meaning people are intervening in our everyday life. And I think if I try to interpret this a little bit better, I'm thinking what's happening is that people have gotten to the point of desperation. And that in the process of so, is utilizing dark magic, witchcraft, brujeria, to kind of place themselves ahead of the game in self-interest. So something like quítate tú pa ponerme yo, you know, because it is usually the most natural way of people thinking. It is that they think right away that they can utilize the darkness, that kind of magic, to resolve a problem right away, because they have not been taught to find a positive solution to resolve problems. And because we are in the times that we are, people are pretty much, they're in a survival mode. And obviously they're gonna use this time and their energy and their resources to get ahead without even thinking, what are they doing in the process? Okay, so I always say a bull sacrifice is always good, and it should be only used in a positive form. So if we use a bull sacrifice in a positive form, then not only do I benefit from it, other people benefit from it too. And this is the way we need to begin thinking, because we are hanging too much into this duality between, you know, what can I do for myself first, and then what can I do for others? Although 2020 was a year that created a lot of chaos, it also brought together an order. It brought together people in fighting some of the injustices that we have been living in this country. So in the midst of chaos, you can always find, that some people might say is negative. Sometimes you find good things in it. And I think we will continue to see this throughout 2021. Orula is blessing us. He's defending us. He is on our side. Orula requested last year Obio Mitutu as a way to connect with Orula and his energy and to help the world. Usually we attend to Orula in our Ile on the 4th of every month. Please continue to do Obio Mitutu to Orula on the 4th of every month and pray for safety, health, peace. And in the midst of all of that, revolution too. We need a little bit of revolution in order to get things back in order. Okay, but let it be a revolution that is based on an intelligence, not force. Governing this year in our Ile is Oya. Okay, so last year it was Obatala governing, and helping Obatala was Oya. Oya this year came ahead. And once I talk about the sign, you'll probably understand why I'm talking about that. And accompanying Oya is Agayu. Okay, so what's the common goal here is the number 9 is coming out a lot. We already know at transitional, there's a lot of people that pass away, not expecting passing away last year. This is going to continue this year if people do not take care of themselves, if they don't use common sense, if people continue to think that this is a host, que esto es un juego, a lot of people are going to continue to go into an auru. They're going to go and transition because they're not using their head. The flag of the year is all brown with burgundy edging. The sign of the year is Osameyi. Okay, what does that mean? Well, let's see how we resolve that Osobo for Ariku Inturi Ogu, that witchcraft. Orula is recommending as an ebo e paraldo to clear your physical, your energy, to clear your path. Okay. And then Egum is also requesting of us also Obio Mitutu. So my suggestion is that when you do Obio Mitutu for Orula, you also do one for Egum at the same time. Because this is the time where Orisha and Egum convene to fight for us. A lot of the ancestors are not happy how we have been handling things. And they're saying, we're gonna call you into this side if you don't do the right things. So we need to pay homage to them. We need to, there has to be progressively, and right now, all we can do for our ancestors and is in the house is pray for them, light up candles, invoking their memories. Okay, once this is over, Orula is saying, we need to get back to las misas espirituales. You can go to church. Egun is requesting that people go to church and do a misa for their families who have passed away. If that's your belief system, or if that's the belief system of your ancestors, because that ain't got nothing to do with us. You know, sometimes it says, I'm not Catholic, or I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm talking about from whatever belief system you come from, or your ancestors. We need to elevate those spirits. We have to give them luz y progreso. We have to continue to push them forward into the light and that energy of Olodumare. Osameyi, the air, the wind. It says everything is up in the air. Nothing is grounded. Be careful. Be careful. Because Orula is saying nothing is for sure right now. And even though last year we came with Osobo awful of everything, a little bit of everything, this is more or less the same thing. We will continue to lose things, okay? Because nothing is stable yet, nothing is grounded yet. Orula is also saying, this is not the time to be showing off. It's not the time for drama. Don't attract too much attention, Orula is saying. This is a sign that talks about los revoltosos. The people that come in, woo, you know, haciendo un show, deja ese show. Chill, relax. Orula is saying, those who chill and relax would hear and listen to what's, and also see what's going around them. Los alborotosos, the people with the show, they don't, because they think they are the center of the attention all the time. Orula is saying, be careful with that this year. Orula says, before you are really ready to go into other people's business, mind your own business first. Resolve your problems first. Yeah, before you give me advice about how I should live my life, you need to go and engage in a self-analysis. You say, is my life okay? Is my life good? Is my life in place? Am I grounded enough to let other people in that same direction? And Orula say, we are not at this moment. Not even me, not even Padrino. Okay? This year, this sign talks about people who are false prophets, people who are inventing, creating new religion within our religion. Cuidado. Haciendo inventos, doing ceremonies that don't exist within our belief system. And they're making the money out of it. The worst thing is that later on we get the bad rap, and then people are looking at us, the people who are doing the right things, as also charlatanes and this and this and that. Okay? So this is the year when you hear something in our belief system or see something that is not right, you need to let somebody know. People need to be pointed at and say, listen, that's not right what you're doing. Who taught you that? Where do you learn that from? Because we're gonna have to really make an effort to tell people that what they're doing is wrong. And if it's not wrong, then you have to let me know where you came up with this. Orula saying is that this year you need to organize yourself, create a plan, and do things in order. Meaning, don't be jumping around. Don't be jumping steps in the process. People say, oh, if I go from step 1 to step 4, I'll probably get there first. And what Orula is saying, how many people have bought these muebles that are made in China, and you have to put them together, IKEA, whatever, and you don't read the instructions because you think that you know what you're doing, because you've done something similar before. And then come to the step and they say, well, wait a minute, this is not working out. Then you have to undo every single little step to go back to that step that you missed in order to put it back together to that point. And by then you have spent double the energy, double the time, and double the efforts. And it might not even be as strong as it would have been if you would have followed the instructions. And Orula is saying also, do things in orders, but also with intelligence. What makes sense? If me in the process of doing this, am I grounded? Am I doing this for the right reason? Am I becoming too emotional in this process? Do I need to detach myself? Because remember, we are coming from a year where mental health, which Orula said last year, was going to be the focus, that we needed to a lot of interrogations, a lot of focusing, because there's too many things being thrown at us. We are coming from that year. This year, we are, because of all that trauma, that's still lingering around. So Orula saying, you know, we have to be cautious how we step forward. And if you're not the right person to do it for yourself right now, find some help. Really. Because a lot of people feeling at this moment, even if they have 100 people around themselves, they're feeling lonely. They're feeling detached. And we have a community here that serves a purpose. We have a family here. We are blood. We are not blood, but we are Orisha family. We are Egun family. We are one. We can work these things out with their help. Attend to Egun. Totally different from attending to your bóveda. Because Egun is giving us a direct line to our ancestors, to the people that came before us. That's why Egun is asking for Obio Mitutu. And if you don't have or have not received your Egun stick and your towel, start making plans for that. Okay? And in our Ile, we have a process of doing things in our religion. We usually emphasize people, the first thing to do is to set up your bóveda, to have that connection with your ancestors and your spirit guides. Then you receive your warriors and Orula. And then we find what is your path in life. And after that, you can get your leques or you can get your egun stick and tile. I would say first, your egun stick and tile, because that reinforces your bóveda, your whole spirituality and connection to your spirits. We have a saying in our Look With Me belief, el muerto pare al santo, meaning the spirit is first and brings forth the oricha. Nevertheless, if you don't have a bóveda yet, set it up, put it to run, do your prayers, work on it. You need that connection to your spirit network. Orula says, if you want to have resolution for this year, your first one should be to create a work plan. A plan. What do I want to do for this year? Before you even start putting stuff on a piece of paper, you need to organize yourself and then say, I want in this year, I want to do this and this and this and this and this, and then create priorities. And beyond this year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Because all of this is going to keep us busy. All this chaos around us is going to continue to keep us busy. And before we know it, it's going to be next year again. And we're going to be at this point. Mm-hmm. So Orula is saying, in the meantime, you really, really, really need to be intentional about your life. Orula wants us to live life. And it's very interesting because I have used the past almost 10 days of my life watching TV, something that I rarely do. And it was nice. But now I can't sleep because of all the things that I could have done during that time. So I'm more messed up now than 10 days ago. And I only have tomorrow to try to do it because I go back to work on Monday. So what are we to do? So let's plan. Let's write those things. Let's be intentional. Let's live life. Because Orula also saying, not living is not a choice, it's not an alternative. Okay? Orula is saying, not living is not an alternative. If you fully want to live what Orula told you on your ita, and what the Orishas have told you, you have to engage. Again, we have been so busy working on our individual things and the chaos around us, the life is running away from us. Time is running away from us. Orula says, we're gonna have a lot of ignorance in this world. We thought that ignorance was gone once the president was out of office. Damage has been done. Ignorance is still prevailed. Because now there's a whole bunch of people thinking that they're justified because a leader of a nation was talking all this madness and craziness. And what it says about this is, a man is free like a bird in a cage. people are thinking that they are free now more than ever, but they are stuck in their own ignorance. They are encaged in their own mentality. Instead of liberating their minds, they're closing it more and more and more. Orula also saying is that people are going to create personal war with the world. Meaning they're going to have issue with everything. They're going to have issue with themselves, with their neighbors, with everything, because they're going crazy. And so what we're going to have is the action-reaction effect. You say something, people attack you. You do something, people are going to react to that. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Orula is saying, don't react to situations. People are talking, listen. People are doing, analyze. But don't react to the situation, because what's going to happen is that you're going to fuel the issue or the problem. Orula is also saying that we are all connected, that your actions affect me, and my action affect all of you. So we need to be going back to ground zero. We need to be grounded. We need to make sure that we are intentional in the positive energy that we are providing to the world, so it doesn't come back negative, because Orula is also saying the bad that you do is going to come back harder back to you, okay? It's going to be stronger for you. So you need to chill out and relax. We all know right away the first thing what we want to do is that little devil on your shoulder wants to react to things, you know, and you wanna fight it out. Yeah, it's a reaction, you know, it's a normal reaction, because you think that your ego has been hurt, or that your honor has been tainted, or any of these things, right? But we also remember ignorance. We need to understand and know where that's coming from. Because if I stay at the same level of the other individuals, I might be bringing myself down to that level. And I don't want that. And the only way that I'll calm down my level is either to help you stand up, or pray with you and create some hope that we can change things. Maferefun Chango, and this sign, this is the sign where the Ache of Chango is born. We understand that Chango is powerful. But Chango sometimes can be a little bit too strong, right? So who's next to Chango? Owatala. Keeping a cool head. You understand what I'm saying? Because Chango, you know, he likes to react, and not sometimes in the most positive way. You say, what? I'm on you. Okay? So we need to chill it out a little bit. But this is a good time to ask for Chango to give us the strength for this coming year and Obatala the wisdom to deal with it. Things that we need to be worried about when it comes to our health. Everything that has to do with your blood, your heart, your circulation, stuff in your blood, stuff that is not in the blood. Okay. Even the menstruation, ladies, there's issues and problems with your menstruation, you need to go to the doctor right away. It's talking about also leakage of blood in the body, hemorrhagias. You need to take care of your eyes. If you work with things that can bounce off or hurt your eyes, put on goggles, keep them safe. Your intestines and your stomach, ulcers, hernia, your throat. Ladies, all you feminine organs, specifically your uterus. Every part of your body that has a joint, arthritis, rheumatism, your bones, your legs, and your lungs. I want to say something about the lungs because Osa is air, and the lack of air is death. For the people who are smokers, you should consider this year a year to quit. And if you need some help, there's other medical solutions that can help you with that process. Nevertheless, this is a sign where the money on earth disappeared. But it was the best time in the history of mankind when it came to business and to gaining things, because it was based on trade. So Orula is saying, money is not everything. Let's trade things. Your services for my services. Let's help each other with the trading, el trueque, el intercambio. And I know that we need money to pay the rent. And we need money for this and for that. But listen, if you're in a bind and you have a good landlord, and this is the time of snow, it says, he comes with you, he says, listen, this month is gonna be rough for me. Can we cut down some of this money and I'll help you with the snow or fixing some of the things around? This is the time to do it. Okay, because we need to help each other in these needs. I'm proposing this year that somehow we connect to our page a trading center as an ILE, where people can post needs and people can pretty much provide solution for those needs and back and forth. So I'm looking for volunteers for that. The sign talks about betrayal. It talks about issues with the justice, prison, and not only prison because of justice, but prison because of your own limitations you're creating on yourself. And there's going to be a lot of people envious. Again, all these things that sometimes evolve from ignorance, people who are envious of other people, is because they don't know the process in which that other individual acquire what they have. So if we can facilitate that process to that individual, to bring them out of that ignorance, to bring them into knowledge, then they won't envy you. And they will see you as somebody, as a mentor, or somebody that's important in their life. Orula says, family is important. Okay, but there are some relationships in the family that needs to be nourished. Orula says, deja el show. Let's leave the animosity. Let's forget. Let's forgive and not forget. Vamos a empezar de cero. Let's start from, from a place that we can find and work together as a family. Okay? But Orula is not saying, cuidado que te cogen de pen. Orula is saying, keep an eye. Because they might not have the best intention at the end of the day. This is a sign also where Oshun left her kids to be brought up by Oya. For whatever reason. Take care of your kids. Take care of your matrimony. Take care of your family. Take care of your relationships in the family and outside the family. Right. Orula says, be careful what you eat. And from who are you eating? All these cookies at work might not be the best solution to kill your hunger. If you don't know where that food is coming from, or if you know where that food is coming from, be careful. I'm telling you right now, open disclosure. The only brujeria in my food is a good brujeria. Con H de Orula, todas las bendiciones, todos los rezos, H. Okay. So you are safe eating in my house. But be careful who's bringing a plate of food for you to eat. Adobo de H. This year, I was talking about female organs and stuff like that. Orula saying this year you have to do it, boy, if you want to have a kid. Still, Orula saying we're still going to have a lot of stillborn kids. Because people are still messed up in the head. And all that stress and all that worrying is creating bad chemicals in your body. We don't understand this thing. But everything that is up here that is not positive, drains down into your body and corrupts your body. So if we produce good cells and positive cells here, they trickle down into your body and helps the other organs work better. You need to do a little bit more of relaxing this year, more meditation, being intentional in that process. Good. We only halfway. Literally. This is the sign that says, listen, if you need help, try to find help, professional help, talk to somebody. But also works is $9.99 or $10.99, buying a bunch of flowers, go to the ocean, to the sea, to the lake, and talk to Yemaya, and just pour down. Leave it there, and then come back. Just leave whatever you need over there. She'll take care of it. Orula says, don't complain. Don't be cursing the storm. And don't cry over money. Because the more you do these things, the less you're going to have. The more you, I know it's almost like a contradiction, right? We need money. We need to worry about money. But Orula is saying, listen, we need money, yes, but we need to live also. If you live, then everything else will come. But the more you worry about money, the less you're going to have it. Because guess what? Every time you have it, whoops, it's gone. Your car broke down, this and this and that. And then you get more and more frustrated. And then you say, why is this happening to me? Have I done something wrong? Well, you haven't done anything wrong. Your car broke down. I'm sorry to tell you, that's life. Maintenance, if your car don't have maintenance, it breaks down. If you don't have maintenance, you break down. Let's take care of things. Orula saying, before I talked about this, don't do bad things. Don't resort on evil, on witchcraft to do bad things. Okay? But this goes beyond. It says, don't partner up with other people to do that either. Or if they come to you and says, hey, you know how to do this little working? Can you help me do this to this person? No. Don't do it, because you know that's wrong and it's going to come back to you. Orula says, yes, life is hard. You have suffered a lot this past year, probably your whole life. He said, the day you lose is the day you feel sorry for yourself. Orula is saying, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't hide under the stone. You know why? Because that stone is going to be heavy after a while. And everything else is going to be heavy after a while. Orula is saying, go back to plan A. Plan your life. Plan ahead. Don't keep birds in a cage this year. Orula saying, be careful of revolution in the world, but also in your house. Orula is saying there's going to be fraud, robbery. People are going to be, people are desperate. People are going to be taking other people's identity to make money. Be careful with all of this. Once again, take care of your relationship, of your matrimony, if you don't want to lose it. If you do, then do whatever you need to do, right? But we have a saying in Spanish, mejor diablo conocido que por conocer. It's better to have close to us a devil that we know than a devil that we need to know. Orula is saying, move this year. Move is good. If you want to move, move your spacings. Move furniture around. Orula don't want you to feel like you're stuck in one place. He wants you to move things around, go outside, come back in a few hours, and then come into the apartment or to your house and say, oh shit, am I in the right place? Decorate. Change things around. If it's too dull, put colors. If it's too color, make it dull. You know, change things around you. Orula is not recommending that you go to the cemetery this year. As a matter of fact, not even for a bowl. So if I suggest that you should take a bowl to a cemetery, just leave it at the door. You don't have to go inside. Because there's so many spirits everywhere that did not expect to be gone. People that are still thinking that they're going to work. That they're still thinking that they're going into their house and eating dinner and doing a whole bunch of stuff. We need to pray for these people. Is Quincy ready for a misa? Because it's really dark in there, man. Herogations, herogation, herogation, herogation. We need to keep a cool head, an insane head, a sane head. Okay, we need to keep it together this year. More so this year than last year. Don't mistreat animals, especially dogs. You don't want them, give them up for adoption or do something. Don't mistreat them, please. Don't be jealous. Don't be ignorant like other people, like, you know, jealousy comes out of people that they're not secure, no tan seguro de sí mismo. Okay? Know what you have and have faith and confidence and trust that what you have is yours or it's ours. You understand what I'm saying? Have patience. Patience only comes when you are grounded, believe it or not. What is anxiety? Aire, osameyi, the lack of it. If you are grounded, you don't have anxiety. So when you're feeling like that, you need to do exercise. You need to create something that you can pull on and get grounded right away so you don't get to that point. And if anybody in this site, in our group, have ways of doing that, let's start throwing all this stuff in our page. I like memes and I like songs when people put stuff in our page. Believe me, it's nice. Sometimes you need it because the page is kind of dry. But this year, again, we have, if we want to be intentional, let's start putting things in our page that's going to help the community, that's going to help our ILE. Put suggestions there that can ground us.
I believe that Jonathan set up a meeting with Forest Chief.
Somebody can mute themselves, Shield, Hefner.
Oh, well, that's me.
Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm being direct. It's just that I can't, I'm trying to read and do all these things at the same time. What time is it? It's almost 7 o'clock. Orula is saying, if you are working and not seeing the results, the fruits of your labor, okay? Orula is saying, don't get desperate. Relax, chill. It's coming. You see that results. There's no quickie, and this time there's no quickies. Because Osameyi is like a leaf on the ground. It keeps on, it's not grounded. What's gonna happen? It's gonna keep on blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing. It's not gonna have stability. We need to ground ourselves. And you need to have patience. And it's coming your way. You're gonna see it. Those rewards are coming. On the other hand, Orula is saying, do not lend your money. Do not give your money. And if you're about to impound jewelry or something like that to get money, don't do it. Because Orula is saying you're gonna lose your jewelry and you're gonna lose that money that you got from that jewelry. Orula saying that's not the solution. Don't co-sign for other people. People are desperate. For the people who have Santos, if you've been thinking about fitting your Santos, this is a good year to do it. Orula is saying your Santos needs feeding. And if you don't have cuchillo, this might be a good opportunity since you have to feed them anyways. Think about it. Put it in your plan. Be intentional about it. And Orula is saying, if you have Santos, they're not there to collect dust. Talk to them. Habla con ellos. Tócale la campanita. Talk to them. If the shoe fits, I don't know. I don't know how that goes, right? Orula saying, and this is what I'm saying from the beginning. It's that in unity, there's strength. En la unión está la fuerza. So I think, again, this page that we have of Ilaya with our friends, we need to probably also start thinking, is everybody in that page need to be in that page? Are these people following us, or are they, are they going to contribute something to our group? Okay, or they just there trying to figure out what's the gossip of the moment. By the way, in our relay, there's no gossip because we shut down that right away. That don't fly with us. Okay, and when we have issues, we deal with them. But Orula is requesting more unity from the Babalaos and from religious people in general, people who believe in this. On the other hand, Orula is saying, with your enemies, divide and conquer. Orula is saying that the same way you plan for you, you need to start planning for your kids. Okay? And Orula is saying also this is a good year for your kids to receive their things, or at least to make the intention of them receiving their warriors and their mano Orula and stuff like that. As little as they are, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people ask me, are little kids good for? Yes. In Africa, they do it the 9th day after they are born with their naming ceremony. Because at that time, parents know what their destiny is through their ita and Orula. So what a blessing is that you know what your child is going to be or what they're good for in the future. And kind of work that out and kind of help facilitating that process and motivating that mind, right? To be free, but also to be guided. Orula is saying that we need to pay homage to earth this year again. We need to feed the earth. The earth has been getting a whole bunch of bodies last year. I don't want this body to be one of those this year. So we have to feed the earth. I was talking about Egun and the spirits. Once we out of this and we can do misas, Orula is recommending misas for the 7 African powers, las 7 potencias africanas, misas de investigación, misa de luz y progreso para los espíritus, misas and more misas. And Olivia is looking at me like, what? Yes. Sea el Santísimo. Orula saying, if you have a business, if you have a project, you need to take care of it. And if you have somebody take care of your business, you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you trust this individual.
Go to the other side of this.
Okay?
No. No, I'm good. I can hear it.
You're good, Melissa?
I'm good. I'm good.
Then mute yourself. Thank you. And those microphones want to go off and start talking right away. I see. We're almost there. Yes. So if you have a project and you're trying to put it on the internet and stuff like that, be careful who you're trusting with that information. If you have a financial advisor, check with them to see how your finances are going. My Hello Francisco is good with that stuff. I can trust on him. You understand what I'm saying? If you giving papers of authority to other individuals, like the power of attorney and stuff like that, make sure they have the best intention for you too. Porque Orula is saying here somebody se puede ir con la cabra. Somebody they can run off with your business. All your money, all your project, all your ideas. Orula, it's obvious that with the pandemic, contagious diseases are going to continue to come. Interesting enough, in addition to that, Orula says also, be careful with the return of other contagious diseases like measles, chicken pox, and stuff like that. Coming back stronger, probably with a different strain than the one that we have been vaccinated with. I know it's not the news that you want to hear, but Orula saying you don't want problem with justice, then avoid it. Pay your parking tickets. Don't get wet with rainwater. Don't argue, don't fight, especially with people that don't have any heads. Don't waste your money. Orula saying, don't waste your money. If you can trade your services for other services, don't spend your money. That money is going to come handy later on. Because we are living in desperate times. I talked about false prophets. People are going to come to you saying how bad or how inefficient or how not good your godparents are to you. If you haven't heard it yet. Or your belief systems are not good. That's stuff for ignorant people, this and this and that. Because they will try to separate you from your godparents. And in the same note, if you have an issue with your padrino or your madrina, don't take it to people around you. Talk to them. Bring it forward personally to them. And you know what, madrina? You know what, padrino? On this day, you talked to me this way, and I felt hurt, or I felt like I didn't deserve that. Because, if you came to my house thinking that I'm God and that I'm all powerful and true and positive, you're wrong. You're in the wrong elect, because I'm not God. I'm only a guidance so you can meet with God one of these days. Whatever God you believe in. You understand what I'm saying? So please let's talk to each other. If you have a problem, let's talk to each other. Okay? And before you're ready to accuse me of something, let me know what the situation was. Because when you accuse somebody else, right, you already put forth that intention and that energy that should not be there. You already judged me. You understand what I'm saying? So let's see where the problem stems from, and let's work it out. Because I swear on everything that I have in my life that I would never do anything intentional to you that would hurt you. Not intentional. And I have hurt people. I'm not saying I'm a saint. I have hurt people, but it has been out of ignorance. I listen, I'm the first one to say it. It had been out of a reaction that I was trying to deal with a situation, and then you came in, and at the wrong time, at the wrong moment, I slashed on you. Hey, you know, Padrino gets crazy like that sometimes. A chango comes out, starts chopping with the axe, and then he sees the head rolling, and then people say, what happened? Is that Padrino? Yeah, things happened. But come and talk to me. Okay? Last but not least, Orula saying that because of the trauma, again, I'm going back to your mental health, because of the trauma of last year and how this is going to continue to progress into this year, that we need to make sure that we don't lose our head, okay? That we don't lose our sanity. Because Orula saying, you lose that, that's it. You lose hope, you lose faith, you lose understanding, you lose being grounded. And we started this conversation with Osameyi. Everything is up on the air. Nothing is grounded. We are living on times of uncertainty. We need to hold on to the things that we have right now that are for sure, that can ground us back. Because the government is not gonna ground you. Okay? The president is not gonna ground you. The checks that they're sending to you is not gonna ground you. I'm sorry, I love my checks. I got mine, by the way. So check your bank account. I'm a happy camper. But that is not gonna ground you. Find a place inside. Interesting enough, movies and stuff like that is not bad after all. I saw Wonder Woman, but the other movie, Soul, that is the bomb. We need movies like that. We need that movie ground me more. Yes. Because it gives us hope. It says you have to be intentional about your life. The last thing, all I know for sure is that I want to live. Those words are so powerful. because you only live by being intentional. Okay, enough of preaching. There's a whole bunch of comments there. I don't know if they're all questions though. So things that you should be receiving, again, is your warriors, orula, including small kids too, your tile and a stick of egun. And any other santos that you might have pending, at least put it in the plan so you can be intentional about receiving that. Start putting some money on the side. Don't be wasting your money, okay? Especially if you're getting some of that money, you know, put half towards your santos, half towards your needs. Be safe, people, please. Love you. Zoom out.